far as I can understand, this stove may have been in our house originally. It was made to burn coal, apparently, and now we burn wood in it to help heat the shop here when we do projects out in the garage. We don't have any fire burning in it right now. But recently I showed it in action on one of my videos, and I got a comment or two about it, so I thought I would cover the stove in a little more detail. I'm really fortunate to have a shop to work in, do little projects. My son is working on a go-kart. It's like 100 horsepower. It's pretty amazing. One of my videos recently, I did a shot of this old stove over here. She's really nice to have when it's cold outside. Right now it's not running, so I thought it would be easier to show you. If you look, it has castings. It's basically cast iron legs and top section. And in the middle, it appears to me to be just a barrel. And then it has this other cast section here. I'll show you the bottom section here. At the bottom, it has this part that flips up here, and it'll stay up. It has a kind of a damper adjustment here. You back that out to give it more air. Open that up. It's got the ash pit there. More often than not, lately we've been using this crowbar to poke in here. Poke the ashes, poke the coals, stoke it up. Works pretty well. Just hang it on the rack over here. We'll show a little of the top part of it here. This is a Coles brand. This has cast iron at the top. It's got this flip open lid. It's a little broken here, but it works. This gets hot to the touch here. Once it's warmed up, we have to use a glove to grab this to open it. It gets too hot. I don't know if you can read it from there. This says Coles Hot Blast number 206. This is a close-up of the top of the stove. This is the lid that I showed opening before. And you'll see there in the back, there's another little opening, and that opening slides open to expose a hole that goes down inside the stove. It opens up a hole on top that goes down inside. If you notice where the hole is there, when you open up and look inside, there's the remnants of an old pipe there, kind of a tube that goes down inside. And so it feeds air straight down on top of the fire. Now this thing was originally set up to burn coal, and so we can burn wood in it because the way I understand it, it doesn't burn as hot as coal. So it was designed for coal, but it can handle wood too. So we burn wood in it, and I don't quite understand the idea of this top lid necessarily. We have tried running it before by closing the damper down at the bottom, closing that damper at the bottom at the lid that I showed you before, and controlling the air by this, which lets that air in on top of the fire. Now, I don't understand what that does or what advantage that may have, but we found that it works well just running the bottom damper to burn wood. Here's our stovepipe arrangement. not the most professional. It goes up, makes it 90, and goes through the wall. This is a metal building, so the stovepipe goes out through the metal siding, then makes another 90 on the outside and goes up another 4 feet or so, discharges with a little cap on top. So it doesn't draw too great at first, but once you get it hot, it'll continue to draw and not leak any smoke into the room. There at the top, we do get some leaks up here at the screws a little bit when you first fire it up. But once it's warm and once the pipe is hot and burning well, it draws and doesn't leak any smoke into the room. So we really enjoy having this stove. It adds a lot to this room here. This is an outdoor 50 by 30 pole barn. We've got kind of a wooden floor set up here that makes it a little more comfortable to work in the wintertime. The old stove really adds a lot to the work area. It makes it much more comfortable out here in the wintertime if we want to do projects at the workbench. We have a pretty nice vise there at the corner. It makes things good to hold on to, chainsaws for sharpening chains and other various things. We bought this place out here in the country where we live. The old house that we live in is about a 100-year-old farmhouse. And there's evidence around the house that there's coal, little chunks of coal around in the yard. And there's evidence down in the basement that parts of the wall have been filled in where perhaps there was a coal chute at one time. In the center of the house is a chimney that runs all the way up through the second story, but it's closed off at the roof. It's been inactivated. So at one time, my best guess is that this stove may have been in the basement of our house, and they may have burned coal in it to heat the house. The first floor between the basement and first floor isn't insulated. So I'm thinking that they heated down there in the basement and let that heat rise up through the floor to help make the house a little more comfortable in the winter. It's still a pretty drafty old house, but we get along, and we'd much rather be out here than places that we've lived before. So I just thought I would throw that out there and give a little more information about this old stove, because a couple people asked when they saw it on that Best Saw Ever Made video. Thank you. See you next time.